And this is maybe not be the best one for pelvis, but if I come over here, you know, over here, I'm definitely not in a major area. I'm definitely not close enough to be minor. I'm in the area where all of them merge together, which is going to be just right there. You see the hilum? You see the little indentation, the hilum? So the actual ureter starts right here. Okay, so I'm just in front here. That area is called the renal sinus, or renal pelvis, sorry. And you can see here is the opening to the ureter. Now I won't ask typically a ureter unless I have a really obvious one, which it looks like I might have one over here. But I typically, that's why I put them in blue on the board. I typically don't ask the ureter or the renal artery or vein on the specimens. Okay, now let's go back to blood vessels again. On their, well, hold on, before we do blood vessels, let's do sinus, renal sinus. Julie cut this open in a way that I think was very good. I think it was a great way to visualize the sinus. The sinus, again, is the cavity, the space in which the renal sac is going to sit, where the minor, major, and renal pelvis are going to sit. All right. So she cut it open like this so you can kind of get your probe and lift up on the bottom of the sac. And you can actually lift it out. See, so see this white area that I'm lifting is the wall of the sac. And initially she was sticking her probe in here and saying, is this the sinus? Is this the sinus? I'm getting a little frustrated because I'm trying to say, no, that's the inside of the sac. But then she came up with this idea, and it was a great one, cutting it like this so you can see the outside of the sac and notice that it's actually sitting inside the renal sinus. So typically what I would do, I'll probably use this one or cut one just like it to illustrate it now that she's shown me this. But typically I would try to find a way to stick my probe down and up underneath the sac and then say, what is that area up underneath the sac where the sac is sitting called? Okay, so I like that. That was very, very good. And blood vessels here, if we use this one for the blood vessels. Here's an interlobar artery. We can kind of backtrack it, find some of these others. Here's an interlobar artery. So if this is interlobar, then this makes this segmental. Our renal artery is typically going to stop right about at the hilum. And it's a fairly large vessel. I don't know if, did you, Josh, you were cutting. Was this, which one were you cutting on? This one here? And so, yeah, we didn't quite get it open, but you can tell the way he cut it is that this is the renal artery and renal vein. They're quite large, all right? And this one is stepped down from that. And so typically the renal artery stops about right here. They were just about at the border where it stops. And then you'll start, if you could remove some more of the white material, you'd start to see the splitting. Here you can actually see the segmental artery. You can see interlobar arteries. Here again you can see segmental, and you can see the two splits, interlobar. Okay. Interlobar there. So again, I might take and stick my probe. What is that red vessel? Interlobar. Okay. I don't see any, maybe a vein. Here, those of you that can see, can you see this little split in the red where you have a branch going this way and you have a branch going that way? It's not as obvious as I like, but I have two more labs. I'll probably find one more obvious than this as I dissect. But that little split, notice that branch is coming out over the base of the pyramid. It's arcing out over the base of the pyramid. Arcuate artery. If it's a blue one, arcuate vein. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So I'll look for the best I can find out of the ones we dissect for that. Here, we would have an arcuate vein. Arcuate vein, you can see where they merge together right there. So if you could see it in here, you would see the interlobar vein. Of course here, if I stick it there, that's interlobar vein. All right, and I think that's everything on our list.